Hello, Chad. I'm going to do what I said in the message, and I'm just cutting up these different posters to have to post places and hand out in the next few days. And I don't want to stop doing that. But I also want to, yeah, I want to say some things. Uh, yeah, I don't have a clear memory yet of of the meeting you talk about, and it doesn't mean it didn't happen for sure, because I definitely have met many people and then had something about them stay and other things about them not really stay. So I feel glad to be remembered, and yeah, I wish I remembered you. The thing about you in Calgary, I don't know. Somehow maybe I got mixed up with another person, but um, I thought they were from somewhere sexy and American, which there aren't a lot of sexy American places in my box's opinion, my kind of construct opinion of. And I love Calgary actually. Also, I talked to an the first time I ever met someone who, when I said, "So what do you do in life? What's your work?" They said they were an alchemist, and they were visiting Calgary for the first time ever, and they told me this amazing thing about landing in Calgary and being like, energetic attuned. They do a lot of dowsing, but not using a rod, but like they are the dowsing rod. And they told me that Calgary has more minor ley lines crossing within its municipal borders than any other city on the planet. And I thought to myself, well, that explains some things. I always, yeah, and always its long-standing reputation as a city where mavericks go, especially about energy. It's about, it's like the heart of the Canadian energy industry, but in terms of like the wider Gaian um, story, I think that this where the Bow and the Elbow River meet is this energetic, really has a lot of energetic vortices swirling in it. Anyway, so Calgary was really good to me, and I still love it, and I miss it. And I look forward to being in Calgary again next. I don't know when that will be. But in any case, some of the things you said, okay, I have a call in 10 minutes. Um, some of the things you said in your voice message really kind of like brought some things up for me. And one was this, there a lot of people have been talking for, especially in the last 10 or so years, about masculine and feminine energy, and I know longer than that. And what pisses me off about that is that inevitably I don't know what people are really talking about. When someone's saying, "Oh, my masculine," I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And they're like, "Oh, my feminine." What are you talking about? And I get that there's like receptive and more assertive, or mm, dense or heavy or chaotic or ordered, like all of this like feminine, masculine, like yin yang kind of principles. There's a list on each side. But when I hear people saying things like, I'm trying to get in touch with my feminine, it's like, what are you actually trying to get in touch with? Usually they mean their feelings, their heart, their sense of possibility, their sense of chaos. And I'm like, okay, great. Now I can have a conversation. And so, yeah, there's a way that I feel angry when people aren't so clear. And a lot of the time, I think when a lot of people are, women especially, are talking about getting in touch with their masculine, what they're really talking about is getting their anger back, getting their clarity back, getting their sword of clarity back, and their voice back, and their boundaries back, and I super relate to that. That's really been my job the last 4 years. Uh, this is but what I've been doing in the context of a game world called possibility management. It really doesn't use masculine, feminine very often at all, and which I found really helpful because clarity. and but I love what you said about wanting to empower men to be, you said, better men. And I I don't particularly like to use these either or terms like good, bad, right, wrong, better, worse. But what I think you mean is empowering men to have integrity, empowering men to make make more conscious choices and use their faculties more consciously, more generously, more with maybe less of this defensiveness, and become less offendable, less reactive, probably. Anyway, so this is what I'm thinking you're talking about. So are you? Yeah, I don't want to make an assumption, but it seems like a pretty safe assumption to make. And I am, yeah, I'm so on your team about that. I so want men and women to have spaces where we can all go to create possibility for especially radical responsibility. So this territory of radical responsibility is really what I'm orienting toward, and why I'm using possibility management is because the tools, the processes, the distinctions that are used in possibility management, and the thought maps that are used in possibility management, the purpose is to empower radical responsibility and empower the creation of a new culture, a regenerative culture, a culture that we call, in possibility management, we call it archiarchy. And it's the culture that exists after patriarchy and matriarchy have both run their course, which I think they have. They're, not entirely obsolete yet. Patriarchy is not obsolete because people are still perpetuating it and buying into it. And I'm doing my best to get the patriarchy out of my system so that I can be creating archiarchy ongoingly. And I'm so glad to have a team, an international team of something like 600 people who are also doing it, and we team up in all kinds of wild ways, and that's out there, just so you know. And I wonder who are your teammates, who are you working with, who are you teaming up with, and what is your day-to-day look like, and what are you creating in Calgary? I mean, why are you there? And I have a lot more questions, but I'll end it there. Thank you.